Hey everybody, welcome back to another workout. We have heard from some of you guys that you're joining us, and again, we just love knowing that you're having fun and moving around a little more with us.
Yeah, it's great. There's a little bit of community here. I think we've heard of some people doing this via Zoom. Any way that you can group together and do it, I think is just awesome. So again, like we've been doing in our past few exercises or past few videos, we are going to begin by warming up with the exercises you're going to do. So while it looks like we're jumping right in, the goal here is just to move in the way that you're getting used or getting ready to move. So our first exercise is going to be a deadlift, and you'll see Mags and I going two different options here. This is the first time I've got a kettlebell in the video. And again, it's a weight. You could use a backpack, you could use a dumbbell, you could use anything. And the goal there is...
I saw someone using a table as a weight.
A table, absolutely. Yeah, you could do that. The goal is just to almost practice like you're, picking something up off the ground.
A small little table they were using. So
yeah. And this next move is a row. Maggie's doing something kind of interesting. She's using an exercise band, and you can see it's looped around her feet, and she's seated and just pulling her elbows back. Meanwhile, I'm in the background doing my table row. And as a little heads up, in the top left part of your screen, you can see one of our closets. I have mounted a chin-up bar, and I will do at least one of my rows or pulls by doing that. If you have a chin-up bar, by all means, use it. It's not something that's required. Yeah, we could try doing that. We should try
to post a link to that to get
sure.
one if you want one.
For sure. So anyways, exercise 1 is a deadlift. Exercise 2 is a row, and we'll group those together in a little bit different. Again, some words about what's coming. But the third exercise today is going to be a squat. Your old standby is a body weight squat, and again, if squats don't quite feel good for you, any lunge will work, or a step up, or anything like that. Maggie is using her exercise band again to do a squat with a little bit of resistance. So you can see she's standing on the inside of the band. She's trying a couple of different holds. Again, your goal here is just to move well. This first round is all about getting a feel for it, making sure that you're just kind of ready for what's coming your way today. And we're almost done here. We're gonna switch to a push. That will be our final main exercise. You have a couple of bonus exercises in here, which we'll show you too. But your push, you have the options. You'll see me doing a push-up. Maggie's doing a single arm press. And again, I don't want you to be worried if you're, uneven on rounds with the pressing. It's really not gonna be that big of a deal. But we are doing 3 rounds today. So if you are starting with your right arm as a little bit of a warm-up, just make sure that the next round you move to your left arm, okay? Now, the way the workouts are gonna go today is we're doing something called supersets, which means we're going to do 2 exercises back to back with either a core or a break in between. And then we're gonna repeat those exercises before we move on to different ones. So what you're seeing us do right here is a hollow body hold. This is gonna be an option for you. Between exercises, it's not something that you have to do. You'll see me, I think I choose to do it every time, but you can totally take breaks. And then the other move is going to be a Superman, and we're getting ready to switch into that. Superman is kind of the opposite of a hollow body hold. You're on your tummy, on your front side, and a lot of people will get this one confused with doing kind of a bow. What we're not trying to do is lift your hands and feet up towards the ceiling. We're really stretching them out towards the walls. So you're keeping yourself flat. I always think of this as a plank. I'm just laying on my stomach when I'm doing this.
That's a good tip.
It's real firm. So not up so much as it is out is what you're aiming for when you do this one, okay? All right, we're getting ready to go ahead and start. So again, your first moves are gonna be your deadlift and your row. So make sure you have whatever you need. If you need to pause the video, do that, because we're gonna get our timer started real quick here. And again, like we've been doing for the month of March, everything we do is gonna be for 30 seconds. So in a moment here, you're gonna see us put a stopwatch or a timer up on the screen, and then that will be your official timer, and that's also what's gonna help me count you down. That's kind of a helpful move for me to be able to say that out loud. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. First round is deadlift. You're going for 30 seconds, and a lot like your warm-up round, this is still a get a feel for it round. Still paying attention to how you move. Your goal here is to look good and to feel good. And if anything is popping up and you're kind of thinking, man, I'm not sure I like the way that feels, go ahead and change it up. Try moving a little differently. I don't think there's such a thing as perfect form. 4, 3, 2, 1, go ahead and switch to your row. I'm gonna do chin-ups, and here's our quick little chat.
Yeah, I needed to go help Wally here, so I had to kind of duck out of the workout here. at this moment.
Yeah, which I love. And you'll see Maggie come back in and then right back out. And like I said, that's life, right? Like things are going to come up. And if that's the case, you do your workout when you can. And sometimes you have to take a little break. So don't sweat it too much. But you've got about 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Now remember, here's the point where you either take a break for 30 seconds or you do core for 30 seconds. You'll see me doing my hollow body hold. If that's what you're choosing to do, remember your main goal here is to keep that low back pressed into the floor or mat, whatever you're laying on.
Could they choose kind of any core?
You could really choose any core. Okay. Yeah. Really, the design is really more rest. I choose core because I like to stay moving. But when you're doing strength work, it's actually preferable to have a little bit of rest in there. 3, 2, 1. You're going deadlift again. Remember, we said supersets are when we take 2 exercises and repeat them. So even though we showed you that squat and that push, those are coming later. So deadlift again, get whatever weight, band you want, or even just body weight. Sometimes body weight is all about just moving, right? You can still get a workout just from moving. You've got about 10 more seconds. Whatever you're doing, you're standing up tall, you're standing up proud. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as you can, move into your row. And I think because Maggie wasn't there, I chose to do the seated row. Most people probably have access to bands more than a chin-up bar.
Yeah, we posted some links on a video a couple days ago for those bands. I'll go ahead and link to those bands again. I think we found some on Amazon for a fairly reasonable price.
Yeah. You've got about 6 seconds here. More on those bands in a second. Let's get you to the next stage.
And again,
3,
you do not need them.
2, 1. You are either resting or doing your core. Hey, there's Mags. Coming back. Probably not for long. We're here. Okay, so yeah, real quick about the bands. The kind of tubular kind, right? The ones with handles on the end. Those are like tough to find. They are like nowhere
we were surprised.
on Amazon. Right, they're crazy. So, but we have found and linked to those kind of rubber band type ones, right? The ones that are big circles.
Yeah,
4,
big infinity
3,
kind of circle thing. 2,
1. We are going to go one more round. Everybody up. Do your deadlift one last time.
Back to deadlifts.
And you're going to finish well. Round 3 is our final round. Stand tall, stand proud. By now, it should start to feel like a workout, right? Maybe a little bit of a burn. For sure, you're breathing a little bit.
Had to help Wally again, I guess, huh?
Yeah. You might not see Maggie again until the very end. He needed some food.
Yep.
You've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more time on that row. Transition however you're going to. Take whatever time you need. And again, that reminder, you've got 30 seconds. You totally get to choose how you use it. If you're paying attention to me and the clock, you'll see it takes me about 10 seconds to transition down. Totally fine. It's not like there's anything magical about the 30 seconds. It's just a kind of an official start and a stop. That being said, you've got about 7 seconds left. Finish off those rows. It's your last one.
I love 30 seconds. 3, it feels like you're not even doing
2, 1, and done. And again, you can finish up with doing your core or take an extra long rest. Now that we've done our 3 rounds, we are going to take until, you'll see the stopwatch say until minute 5 before we start our squats. So you'll see me doing a kind of what we call a dead bug version of this hollow body hold. I'm moving my arms and my feet. Yeah, just do whatever feels good for you. You've got about 8 seconds. When we're done with this one, you'll have a 30-second transition time to get rid of your squats. Again, if you need more time, just pause the video. We'll be ready for you. Okay, 30 seconds is done. Go ahead and take that transition time. If you want a sip of water, now's the time to do so. If you've got your stuff, go ahead and get ready for your squat. You'll see me doing a handful of options with the band. Usually I think I go just kettlebell and body weight on this one for the squats. But the pushes, you'll see me doing some various stuff, and I'll talk about some tips and pointers coming up for you. Okay, everyone ready? You've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's see some squats. Up, down, and we've kind of reset, right? You're back down to round 1. So again, get a feel for it. Move well. You'll have time to dial it up. It's just 30 seconds. You choose how well you're going to use. Now, my rule of thumb, when I'm going body weight, that feels a little light for me. So you'll see me speed it up. Whenever I grab something heavier, whether it's a band or a kettlebell, you'll see me slow it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and move to your push. This time I'm doing push-ups. Reminder, if you have a band, you can stand up and push with one or even both arms if it works well for you. And I want you to notice something here. Push-ups, these might be fast for you. These are, I would say, a relatively normal movement for me. I'm not taking it long. But when I switch and do my overhead press, you'll see me going really fast the next times because it's light, and I still want to feel that little bit of a burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've got 30 seconds to either break or do that Superman hold. And again, if you're doing that Superman hold, remember, it's feet and hands moving out. You're putting as much distance between your toenails and your fingernails as possible. Right? Big reach out. And again,
bonus points if you go da 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 da.
Yeah. If you can actually hum the Superman theme song, you win. You've got 8 seconds to go. Hold or come down anytime. 4, 3, 2, 1. But your squats have officially started, so transition back up. And if you can, go. Now, again, just a quick pointer. I've got that kettlebell, and I'm still picking it up from the ground and lowering it. You might think to yourself, it's not that different from a deadlift, and you'd be right. Deadlifts and squats are really similar, just some subtle differences. With a deadlift, I always think I'm bending over at the waist more, and squats, I'm bending at my knees more, like I'm sitting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get ready for that push. And again, I'm going to show you the band here. Like I said, you're going to see me go a little bit faster. And there's some really interesting research and studies that say it almost doesn't matter how much weight you lift. It's more that you get yourself to a little bit of fatigue. So if you're going light, the general rule of thumb is do more reps or faster reps. If it's heavy, do fewer reps or slower reps. That's kind of the little rule of thumb there. 4, 3, 2, 1. You are not going to do the other arm yet. We're going to save that for the next round. You're going to go ahead and get back into your rest or your core. And by the way, you're almost done. You've done 2 rounds. You're looking for 1 more round. And we're going to finish well. So you've got about 15 seconds. Keep holding tight. If you're doing that Superman move, again, big reach out, core, tummy, stomach muscles, whatever you want to call them, are flexed. You're solid, and you've got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to squats. One more time. You've got this. You're doing great. Your goal is to have this exercise feel somewhere in that easy to moderate range, maybe starting to flirt with challenging, but it doesn't have to be crazy hard, not for the length of time that we're going. And again, just another point, bodyweight squats, I'm going faster. I'm still aiming for that burn. If that's you, aim for a little bit of oomph. You want us to feel like exercise by now. Third and final round, you're gonna finish well. 3, 2, 1, let's get into that press. If you're doing push-ups, get on down and do them. If you're doing that single arm press, make sure that you've switched to that last arm one more time. Again, I can't see you. I just assume you're looking good, right? If you're following the rules, if you feel like you look good, if you feel like you're moving well, you probably are. There's a really strong chance of that. You've got 10 seconds. If you can marry that feeling of looking good and feeling good to feeling like a workout, feeling like there's a little oomph, you are right where you need to be. 3, 2, 1, and it's either time for that rest or time to finish off with that last core move. And like Maggie said, if you don't want to do that Superman, do a plank, do crunches, do sit-ups, do a hollow body hold, do what feels best for you.
I like doing what you tell me to, so I don't have to think about it.
It's nice, right? Yeah, you don't have to think about it. So by all means, do that. But always the rule
only
is,
while we're working out.
Yeah,
I
for
only
sure.
do what you tell me while we're working out.
That's always good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna move from here right to your stretch. If you're not ready to do it, pause the video. If you are ready, we're gonna go back to that modified pigeon pose or that 90-90 stretch. Again, this week we're focusing on the flexibility that allows us to sit and squat better. So what's changing from this day, from the last time I did this, I think it was a couple days ago, is I am holding that stretch first. Last time I started with a little bit of motion, and this time I'm gonna hold that stretch, and then you're gonna see me in about 3 seconds. I'm gonna give you little hand gestures. I'm pushing down with my leg, and then I'm relaxing. Pushing down and relaxing. You choose whatever time or tempo works for you. I like to use my breath. I typically breathe in, relax, breathe out, push, and it's a gentle push.
Are you using your hand to push your leg down,
I'm
or
not.
are you just using your muscles to push your
Exactly,
leg
I'm
down?
using my muscles. I'm using whatever I can to kind of gently press my knee into the floor. And just about 4 more seconds before we switch sides. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch it up. So overall, that was a minute of stretching on that side. Half of it was what we call static stretching, where you're not moving, you're just holding it, and that's what you're doing on this side. And then half of it is dynamic stretching, which is where you're introducing just a little bit of motion to try to get a little bit of a different response. Again, there's some interesting studies and research that say sometimes one works better than the other, sometimes a combination of them. So I like to do a combination just to make sure that I'm covering all my bases.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, and 1. I think now's the time that I'm still pushing.
Yeah.
Right? That was the first static
Yeah.
hold. Good. So maybe start those presses. You've got about 15 seconds.
So if they wanted to, before they started stretching, they could have gone back and done the supersets again.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. If they want more time, if any of you want more time, by all means, rewind it. Or if you already know it, just get your own stopwatch out and do that.
Great.
3, 2, 1. And then one thing I like to do after I stretch for a certain posture or movement is I will get into that movement. So since we're practicing sitting and squatting, I will do that. I will sit low, and you'll see me using my kettlebell here as a little bit of a counterbalance. Anything that keeps you looking, feeling good. All right.
Way to go, you guys. Please subscribe so you guys do not miss any of our workouts. We're so proud of you for joining us. Make it a great day.
Yeah, there's a little Wally for you.
Bye-bye, he says.